Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. Today y'all, I'm outside getting ready to plant my potatoes. Now, I want to say, oh here, I got the date right here. So back on the 21st of February, you all watched me put my YUKON Gold potatoes in this bag that had not yet chitted or sprouted eyes, right? You all watched me do that. And I was initially supposed to check these potatoes on the 14th. Well, today is the 21st. And the only reason why I didn't bother taking them out on the 14th and getting them planted is because there was freezing temps in the forecast, actually below freezing temps. And true enough, we've had several days of below freezing temps. In fact, last night, our low was 26 degrees. And that's why I hadn't planted anything outside. If you remember last year, and I do believe maybe year before last as well, we kind of planted according to our last frost date. And then we ended up with that late frost. And it ended up wiping everything out. You know, a lot of our plants we lost. So this time around, we waited. But in any case, let me show you the YUKON Gold potatoes, and we're about to get them planted right now. So, let me just fold my bag down. A little dusty in there. But as you can see, look at there. It's looking good. Oh man, all of them. Look, all of them. They're looking really good. Now, so far, this one only has the one on it. This one has about 3, 4, and even the little ones that are coming. See that? All of those are gonna be sprouting here really soon. But I can go ahead and get these planted now, which is what I'm going to do, and the other eyes will follow, okay, once I get them in the ground. Okay, so I do have several like this in this bag. Let me sit these up here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I do have several in here. See? And all I did, you all, if you remember in that video, all of my potatoes, all of the potatoes were literally smooth, just like this, right? And I just put them all on an egg carton in this bag, folded it up, and I put it underneath my seed starting table. I put it underneath my seed starting table, and I just left them there. And that was from the second, 21st of February is when I did that. Okay, so now we've had our last freeze, hopefully. Could you go over there and talk to him? Thank you. Deuces. So you all. So I'm going to go ahead and get these planted in the ground now. I'm going to take you over with me while I do that. I'm just going to literally lift the camera and just take y'all over with me while I get it planted. And I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and I'm going to talk you through what I'm doing next. Okay, so let me grab mine. And then I'm going to plant the red potatoes next, because remember I had some red potatoes that we got from the Aldi market. And just put them in a bag as well, but they had already sprouted, like they've been ready. But we're gonna get those planted as well today. But I just decided I'm gonna show you this, right? So come on, go with me, come on, let's go. Whoops. All right, so I think I'll stop here. Can y'all see? Oh yeah, y'all got a pretty good view. All right, so I'm gonna sit my potatoes down here. And what I've already done this is actually the garden area. This is one of our smaller garden areas here. And we used to have it covered with ground cover, okay? But this is the 3rd year, I think. And it's actually time to go ahead and add some compost to the top of all of these beds. Every so often we have to do that, and we'll talk about that in another video. But in any case, this particular row here, we're not gonna replace the ground cover on this one just because we've chosen this as one of the rows to plant our potatoes in. And these beds, that's the ducks over there having a great time in their pool. It's not frozen. So what I've already done is dug out this trench. This trench is about 1 foot deep, okay? And all I'm gonna do now, you splashing me. All I'm gonna do now is go and fertilize this bed here, okay? So that's what we're getting ready to do, and I'm gonna take you all along and show you what I'm doing, okay? So let me grab my components. Okay, so what I've just added just now was the phosphorus or the bone meal, okay? So after I put my bone meal in, now I'm gonna grab my feather meal, which is my source of nitrogen. All right, that's the feather meal. That's all added. And I forgot my little tool here. That's okay. I'm gonna use my shovel. All I'm doing is mixing this into the soil that's at the bottom of this trench. I'm just mixing it into the soil that's already sitting here at the bottom. Just because I want it mixed up. Because I don't want it to get wet and then just start caking up. Feather meal can cake up when it's wet if it's not properly mixed into the soil. So I'm just using my shovel to do that. Now you all, what I'm gonna do, that's Mr. H's shovel. It's heavy too. Good grief. I like my little lightweight, cheap craftsman shovel. Don't weigh as much. Okay, you all, so now I'm just gonna take my potatoes and I'm gonna start nestling my potatoes into the soil. Then I'm gonna get them covered up. Oh man, forgot my little pads. I am going to go ahead and nestle them into the soil. And I'm probably going to plant them just about maybe 10 inches apart. 10 inches to 12 inches apart. But 10 inches will suffice though. So about 10 inches apart. No, I am not going to cut them in half. I'm going to put them in there whole, okay? Yes, I'm going to drop them in whole and keep it going. See here? I'm going to make sure that this is not facing down. All right? Because I want to make it easy for these to continue to sprout. All right? Make it easy for them to come up through the soil. So I'm not going to have it down in there where the chit or the eye is actually down into the ground. I'm going to just lay it upwards like so. All right. I got them all planted, as you can see, down that row. Yeah. That gave me, this is a 25-foot row, by the way. So this was perfect for the amount of seed potatoes that I had in this bag. That's a pretty big chicken hawk right there. Perfect amount. So I'm going to cover them just with a little bit of soil, and then I'm going to show you what I do next. Okay, so I'm barely covering them with the soil, okay? I'll tell you why in just a second. All right. Mr. H's shovel is really too heavy. It's too heavy. like lifting weights. Woo. All right. Now, I'm getting ready to add some minerals. Woohoo! See that? This, you all, is azomite. These minerals are so beneficial to your soil, not necessary, but, well, I'm not going to say it's not necessary because I think it makes a tremendous difference in the garden. But do you absolutely need it to grow potatoes? Absolutely not. If you're not familiar with azomite, please Google it, all right? So you can learn all of the benefits on azomite, because I could do a video by itself just talking about this, all right? So just Google azomite so you can understand why I believe it's so important to growing in my garden. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this can and I'm just gonna start spreading this over the top of my potatoes, and then I'm gonna cover it just a little bit more with a couple of more inches of soil, okay? And then I'll get it watered in. Okay, now that I have the azomite in, I'm literally just going to sprinkle a little bit of soil right back over the top, just enough to cover the azomite, okay? Get it under the soil. I could use the shovel, but this is fun. All right. And I'll probably come back with my garden rake and lightly tamp that down. And then I'm just gonna water it in real good, okay? And the rest of the soil that's on the side is gonna stay like that. I'm gonna wet all of this so that I don't lose the soil in the wind, right? So I'm gonna just water all of this down really, really good. As my potatoes grow, I'm gonna start backfilling my potatoes as they grow. Once they get a certain height above the soil, I'm just gonna put the soil back over them just to make sure I keep them covered, because as the potatoes grow, I don't want the light to get at them. So I'll make sure I backfill so I don't end up with a bunch of green potatoes, okay? So that's it for this. I'm just gonna water it all in, and my Yukon Gold potatoes will be planted. So much chaos. But look at Bud and Snoops. They're like, we're best buds, aren't we? Like, we're best buds. So Bud and Snoops are just chilling out in the grass, right? But anyway, you all, that's gonna do it. Once these start to grow, it won't take them very long, then I'll just start to backfill the soil all around them And you know, these potatoes are going to be roughly 90 days or so, right, for the Yukon goals. So yeah, roughly 90 days, and we'll have some potatoes. I'm going to move on to my red potatoes. I don't know what variety of potatoes they are. I don't know what variety of potatoes they are, so I'm just going to plant them. They were just potatoes from Aldi's, okay? But yeah, that's it, y'all. So I hope you found this interesting and enjoyable while I planted my potatoes here in the garden. I'm going to be watering this by hand. I'm not going to put drip on this. I could, but I'm not going to put drip on this. I'm just going to water this by hand, because the rest of the garden, as the summer progresses or as time progresses, it's going to be watered probably more frequently than I actually need to water my potatoes, okay? And once I backfill this completely, I'm then going to take some of the mulch hay and just kind of go all around the tops and the sides, just to add even more mulch around it to help keep the potatoes under cover, just in case they start to kind of peek through the soil as they grow. I'm gonna go ahead and add some old straw from the goat pen and put it all on top. And as you know, goat manure is not a hot manure, so it's not going to damage them at all for me to take them straight from the goat pen and cover my beds once the leafy growth is up past a certain level, 6 or 7 inches or so above the soil. I'll start to backfill and then start to add my mulch hay, okay? So y'all, that's gonna do it. But that's not all. Remember I said I was gonna show you all a different, or another way, not different, well, it's different from this, but just another way of planting potatoes if you don't want to plant them in a row. And if you were looking for a very inexpensive way to do it, I'm gonna show y'all just what to do, okay? All right, so y'all stay tuned for that video, because more than likely, that one is gonna come up next, because I just wanna show you another way of doing it, because I still gotta get the red potatoes planted. And we're gonna discover which method works best for us here at Homestead Heart. All right, y'all? So that's gonna do it. If you haven't done so already, I hope you'll give our video a thumbs up. Hit the like button, y'all. Don't forget to share the videos as well. Share, share, share. We certainly would appreciate that. And subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss any videos we upload to our channel. So thank y'all again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. I think Snoop's done snuck one of the duck eggs out of the duck house. Is that a duck egg, or is that a duck egg? That's a duck egg. That is a duck egg. Snoop, what are you doing with that? What are you doing with this duck egg, mister? Did you sneak it? You snuck it! You snuck it! She's gonna be looking for it. I bet you and Bud were in cahoots on this, weren't you? The two of you. Shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. You licking your lips. I know you did it too.